Hey guys, I'm a fish guy here doing my first video from my fish room down in my basement. Today's video, I haven't done a lot of species lately, but I do want to do the green terror and how to breed it and how to keep it in the tank. These guys are relatively easy to care for. They require about a 55 to a 75 gallon tank, unless you're looking to keep other cichlids, and the bigger the better, of course. But with these guys, they get about 8 inches. They're going to eat pretty much any kind of plant matter, animal matter, meaty foods. They're really not picky. They'll pretty much eat anything. They do require like a sandy to a small pebble gravel. That way they can kind of dig around a little bit and it's not going to hurt them. They also require a lot of hiding spots. So if you want to do rock work, plants, any kind of decoration so they can hide. They are kind of a shy fish at first until they get a little bit bigger and pack on the size. After that, you can kind of go more of a scarce tank, just having a couple caves and a couple plants. But like I said, you want a lot of hiding spots for these guys, especially in the beginning while they're getting used to the tank. Another thing to keep in mind when it comes to sexing these guys, the males usually have a pattern right on the top dorsal fin, and they're going to have more of a metallic look to them. They're just going to be an overall more colorful look to them, whereas the females are going to be missing that metallic or shiny look to them on their body and pretty much lacking the design completely in the top dorsal fin. They're going to be a little bit more of a kind of like a lighter green, more of like an olive green. They're just not going to be as brightly colored as the males will be. Same thing with the firemouth cichlids. You want to pick these guys usually in 6 to 8 in a group and just kind of let them pair off naturally. That's the easiest way to do it. That way you're not making a mistake and just getting 2 cichlids at an adult size. It really doesn't take long to grow these guys out. You put them in a 55-gallon tank or bigger, and they're going to pack on some size. You can grow them real fast by power feeding them 2 to 3 times a day, frozen foods, or just high-quality cichlid flakes and pellets. It's the easiest way to do it. But when it comes to breeding these guys, it can be a little tricky, like I said, with the sexing. Once they pair off, you want to take the most dominant and kind of put them in their own tank. Alright, so once they're paired off into their own separate tank, usually about 72 to 80 degrees is the temperature difference. They really don't care what it is. The higher the temperature, of course, usually with any kind of fish, it's going to kind of bump up that breeding behavior. So I keep mine around 78 degrees when breeding them. They'll pretty much take any kind of pH. Like I said, with my water it's 7.8. Nothing cares about it. These guys breed in pretty much any kind of condition. But what I do is I take a piece of slate rock and I'll lean it one up on the side of the glass. I'll lay another one down on the side of the or on the bottom of the glass. I'll put a couple clay pots in there, a couple plants. That way the female has a place to retreat to in case the male gets over zealous and wants to breed or beat her up. So that way she can run and hide. But what's going to happen is these guys are going to lay the eggs. They usually hatch. Mine are within 3 to 4 days. It depends on the temperature. They'll become free swimming usually within a week, and you can start doing the baby brine shrimp or the crushed flake food. If you take the babies out or the eggs out, they'll pretty much keep breeding. I did mine and they were breeding every 3.5 weeks pretty religiously, within a day every 3.5 weeks of itself. So if you want to keep breeding these guys and breed them like crazy, then just take the eggs out, raise them yourself. It can be a pain in the butt. The parents just make it a lot easier, especially when it comes to feeding them. So when breeding green terror cichlids, like I said, about 50-gallon tank. Flat rock is key to these guys. Slate rock you get at Home Depot, Lowe's, any kind of hardware store. It's usually the cheapest place. Pet stores are going to charge a little bit more because it's specifically for the fish tank, and they can get away with that. But the regular slate rock is pretty much the same thing. It's actually the same thing as you're going to get in a local fish store. So just go with that. Just put it in there, raise the temperature up slowly, do your water changes, prime them with the feedings. Frozen food is the best. If you have live, go for that too. And usually within like a couple of weeks, after about the right size, about 3 inches is what maturity is, you might get lucky and they'll pair off and you'll have a breeding. So good luck. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, put it in the comments below. Visit my website, mafishguide.com. That's all my store now. You can buy any kind of freshwater, saltwater, brackish, anything you want for fish. So go check it out. Thanks.